So the reason you clicked on this video is because you know deep down inside that passion is not the way to go. Whenever you feel passion, you need to tone it back down, like it's getting too hot in the kitchen. And that's actually why I decided to shoot this video in the kitchen without the stove on, because we don't want to turn the heat up too much, you feel me? Yeah, passion is something that is so risky. It could just take us out of our comfort zones, and man, we make it to the end of our lives with all this passion, and we risk potentially dying at the end of our lives, right? So we just want to stay away from it altogether. And that is why we are here. Now, growing up, my mother always told me to make sure that I was situated before I went out there and risked anything. Because if you potentially risk falling and scraping your knee is never going to heal. You're never going to get better, and you're never going to learn from your mistakes and apply that knowledge to what you're doing going forward, right? So you just don't want to make the mistakes to begin with. And you probably want to go down the road that is most traveled as opposed to going down a road that is less traveled, because at least the road that is traveled down the most, it has success stories, it has other people that can tell you how it went for them, and how maybe it's mundane, but you just learn to love this life because it just feels really, really good. So just take the road that's traveled by the most. Just go that way. And I grew up this way. And growing up this way, it made me this timid dude. And I knew deep down in my heart that I wanted to let the passion just go and flow through my veins. I wanted to be so passionate, but I also knew that it was a risk. And because I knew that it was a risk, and because I was raised a certain way, I just didn't go for it. There were a lot of shots that I did not take. And you know what? I survived every shot that I didn't take. And here I am at 29 years old telling you that it's all bullshit, okay? I'm out of character now. You're here because you're extremely passionate, and you know that there is something inside you that wants to be expressed. You want to go out there and you want to just do great things, and you don't want to do it like the person that you're watching on YouTube. You don't want to do it like him. You want to do it in your way. You want to create your own story, create your own path. You want people to follow your way. However, you're still trying to escape from your past. Maybe you were raised the same way. Maybe you had other people in your life that were instructing you to take the road that was traveled by most, and there was just a part of you that was out the door. You were 1 foot in, but 1 foot out. And you're tired of being that. And now you're at this point. Shout out to Don Miguel Ruiz. He wrote the 4 Agreements, and he speaks about something called domestication. And that's probably where you are. You're realizing that you have these agreements with yourself that you actually don't believe in. And what happens when you have agreements in your mind that you don't believe in is it creates friction. And this friction, it creates confusion, it creates fear, it creates misunderstanding with yourself. And a lot of times you don't know what to do with that energy. A lot of times you get extremely sporadic and you say, you know what, fuck it, I'm about to go for it, I'm going in. And you go in and you start to get some results, and you turn the heat up in the kitchen, right? You turn that heat up in the kitchen, and then it gets too hot, and then you turn the stove off. And now here you are, exactly where you were when you first began. Why? Why is it that wanting it isn't enough? Why is it that acknowledging that there are aspects of you that you want to change and that you want to swap out, why is it that that's so difficult to do? And these recurring patterns, these recurring thoughts, they just keep on popping up into your mind when you don't want them to. Like, what's going on? What's going on? How is everyone that you see online making it look so easy, and they're just having their way, and they're traveling the world, and they're doing everything that you want to do, and you're out here busting your tail day in and day out, looking in the mirror, telling yourself that you're him, but deep down inside, you disagree. How are they doing it, and how are you not doing it? Listen, we got to understand that the road less traveled, it is always specific to you and what you want to do. Even though you may see people that are doing certain things that you want to do, what it is that your heart and your soul truly want to do, no one has ever done it before. You are writing history. You are a walking history book. And if you're a walking history book, then you have to be literally down to be down. And you have to stay down until you come up. You feel me? And we have to get rid of the idea that we're going to make it through this life unscathed. If you don't have any scrapes, cuts, slices, wounds, emotionally, physically, spiritually on you, then you are not living life correctly. You have to, and this is necessary, so write this down. You have to have this understanding, not in here, but in here. You have to have an understanding that you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna burn. You are going to want to give up, all these things. But that understanding says, yo, I'm willing to go through that if it means that I can make it to the other side. You feel me? You got to be willing to go through the fire in order to get to paradise. And the funny thing is that once you go through the fire and you make it into paradise, you realize that it really isn't what you thought it was when you were looking at it from your phone screen. You realize that when you make it to paradise, there's still work that needs to be done. And yeah, it's all pretty and fun and games, but there's still a job that needs to be complete. And you didn't get here by being this, laid back person. You got here from busting your ass. You busted your tail, and now you made it into paradise. You used that passion that you were told not to have. You took the risks that you weren't supposed to take. You fell and you bounced back every single time, and look at where it got you. And now you get to this level and you realize, like, damn, absolutely nothing has changed. Because just because now I'm sleeping on these satin sheets, it doesn't mean that the grind stops. You still got to wake up at 5 a.m. You still got to put the work in with your fitness. You still got to journal. You still got to work on your mental. You still got to practice what you preach. I can tell you that there is no one that has ever got what they wanted out of life that has not allowed their passion to get in the driver's seat. So yeah, throw the passion away. Get rid of it. Don't be passionate at all. Just do what everyone else out here is doing, watching these YouTube videos and, getting motivated and like charred up in the moment. And then as soon as the video goes off, you watch another one. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. While there's people out here like myself that are actually putting the grind in, and you're witnessing the grind being put in right now. I understand that you have to get on a certain frequency in order to get things done, which is why I'm standing in front of the camera right now for you. Don't get it twisted. Me being in character, me being out of character, I may be a little bit harsh, but it just is what it is. I'm trying to fire you up. I'm trying to get your ass off that couch. Your screen time is 8 hours a day. What you gonna do with that? Your screen time is 8 hours a day, and 5 of those hours are social media. If someone asks you what your 5-year goal is, you don't have a 5-year goal. You got work to do, bruh. You have work to do. And there's nothing wrong with it either. There's nothing wrong with having work to do. So don't allow people in front of your screen to make you feel smaller, because you're not. You're as small as you portray yourself to be. And if you see yourself as being minimal to the people that you're seeing on your phone screen or on TV or whatever, turn it off. Turn it off. Pick up a pen and a paper and take a few moments to just write and just get all of that gunk out of your mind, because yo, you gotta clean up your mess in order for you to make room for the new furniture. You gotta throw away all that bullshit that's been instilled in your mind throughout the years. You can't allow the bullshit to live rent-free in your mind. Oh no, that's dangerous. And it's not even paying any rent. But it's in the driver's seat of your own life. Yo, let other people project their insecurities onto you, and also let them praise you once you show them what they said couldn't be done. Allow them to praise you. And take it all the same. You never want to get too high, you never want to get too low. And if someone is giving you advice or chastising you and you look at that person and you realize, I don't look up to you, let it roll off of the shoulder and keep it pressing. You feel me? Passion is something that you can use to your benefit or to your detriment. You can use passion as a fire in you, that fire that says, yo, I'm gonna get it regardless, and I don't know how I'm getting there, but I'm on my way right now, one step in front of the next. I'm passionate. Or you can allow passion to be that flame that like shines so bright, and you're so passionate, you're beating your chest, you're King Kong, and then the next day you're just on the couch. You're like, you ever watch Pokemon? Remember Snorlax? You're Snorlax on the couch, and you just take these vacations. You take these vacations away from your dreams and your goals. And I want to clarify this message before we end this video. It's cool to take time off from your goals. It's cool to take a moment, right, for yourself. However, let me tell you one way that you know you're going to make it or you're not going to make it. If you're able to completely shut off your goals, your vision, the person that you're working on becoming, all this shit, and revert back to the version of you that was with the masses, you will never make it. Your relaxation, you need to be resting on the cloud, player. You feel me? You need to always know where your 2 feet are at all times. And if you can't do that, you're not going to make it to where you want to be. So just wrapping this video up, make sure that you keep your mind where it needs to be. You keep your attention focused on what it needs to be focused on. You don't allow anybody to discourage you. You don't allow people to pin your own journey. You feel me? Allow people's opinions to not penetrate you, but take them into account. Listen to what everyone has to say. Even a fool can be a messenger. Listen to their message. Take whatever is for you and throw away what is not for you. That takes intention. All right? Share this video with someone who needs to see it. Remember, do not be passionate. If you ever feel passion and you are potentially risking scraping your knee before you die at the end of your life, throw it away. Do not be passionate. Do not take the risk. I'm Fit Like Chris. Send this video out. Post it to your stories. Follow me on socials. And I will chop it up with you in the next one.